emperor, whose cause was favoured by the Pope, was soon submitted to by the English, who wanted leaders, and had been of late much accustomed to usurpation and conquest. Edwin and Morcar, the earls of what? Edwin and Morcar, the earls of what? Alice, are you paying attention? Alice?
Lorena?
Yes, Alice?
Why isn't it we can't have a nice big garden? One with hundreds of thousands of flowers, each its own colour and size and shape?
Alice, what are you talking about?
Why isn't it that we can't have a nice, lovely garden like the neighbours?
Like the neighbours? And who will take care of this garden, Alice? The neighbours?
Well, it would simply take care of itself. Flowers are very intelligent creatures, you know. They would form ranks and villages and up to flower mayor, and he or she would take care of them.
Alice, you're talking nonsense again. Now come sit down with me. Mother expects us to have got at least some of our lessons done, and you've done nothing but wander out daydreaming all day.
And what's wrong with that?
Alice, you need to get to your books.
Well, what's the use of books without pictures or conversations?
It's history, Alice. I know it's dry.
It's just awful.
Fine. We'll simply do our recitations. Alice, recite for me how doth the busy little bee.
Fine. How doth the little busy bee improve.
Oh, Alice!
I'll get it. How doth the little busy bee improve each shining hour and the bee?
And gather honey all the day from every opening flower.
I was just about to say that.
Alice, you simply must learn your recitations and your history and your French.
But
No buts. Now come sit down with me and listen to me say the recitation and then repeat it, all right? Very good. How doth the busy little bee improve each shining hour and gather honey all the day from every opening flower? How skillfully she builds her cell.
Recitations, lessons on a beautiful day like today. There must be 1,000 other things to do, but here I am listening to the busy little bee. I wonder what Diane was doing. I should try and find her when Lorena finally stops.
Oh dear, I shall be too late. I know it. Oh, I'm in trouble now. Oh dear.
He seems to be in quite the hurry, but that pocket watch looks like it does a good job of keeping track of time, but why does a rabbit have a pocket watch? Excuse me, Mr. Rabbit.
Oh, no time to chat, sorry. I must be up and late.
Well, maybe he was late, and for something very important, too. Likely far more important than Bill the Conqueror, the busy little bee, or anything like that. Perhaps I'll just go see what's happening in that hall. Hello? Hello, Mr. Rabbit, hello? It's awfully dark in there. Hello? Maybe if I go a bit further, I can...
That I may give for every day some good account at last.
Oh dear, I seem to be falling for a rather long time. It was frightening at first, but now it's just boring. There's not much to see or do while you fall, no one to talk to either. Hello? Hello, Mr. Rabbit? Hello? No one to talk to. I'm afraid this isn't much better than recitations. Well, I suppose that's a bit better. At least now I can see where I'm going, although regardless of whether I can see or not, I know the place I'm going is down. I do wonder where I'll end up, though. It's quite tiring work falling through the world like this. I wonder if Lorena has noticed I'm missing yet. I'm sure Dinah will miss me very much by tea time. I do hope someone remembers her saucer of milk. Oh, Dinah, I do wish you were down here with me.
Oh, my ears and whiskers. How late it's getting.
Hello? I could have sworn the white rabbit was just in front of me. Hello? Was anybody there? Hello? to decide one way or another. Well, how silly it is to build all of these doors and just forget to put handles on them. A handle. Locked. Now where on earth would there be a key? I didn't see that there before. I wonder. Oh, it's beautiful. A lovely garden with hundreds and thousands of flowers, each his own color and size and shape. Oh, this simply will not do. If only I could shut myself up like a telescope. I didn't notice that there before. Drink me. Well, I suppose I will. I should check, and I should see if there's any marking saying poison. For if you drink from a bottle marked poison, it's almost certain to disagree with you sooner or later. No markings. I will drink you. Oh my! What's happening? I must be shutting up like a telescope, and now I can get to that garden. Locked. Well, it's a good thing that I have the key. Oh no, I must have left it on the table when I drank from the bottle. Oh no, what am I gonna do now? No, you must stop crying. If there was a way for you to go smaller, then surely there must be a way for you to grow larger. I thought something like that might happen. Eat me. Well, I suppose I will. Why, I must say it wasn't poison last time, but it wasn't very helpful either. But if it makes me go smaller, then I can creep under the door. And if it makes me go larger, well, then I can reach the key, and I'll get to the garden either way, and I don't really care what happens. What an odd taste. Tastes like... Curiouser. I must be the largest telescope there ever was. I'll never get to that beautiful garden. I'll be trapped in here forever. There must be a way for me to go smaller again. The bottle, wherever did it get to? Oh, there it is. Oh, I do hope this works. Well, that did work, and quickly, too. Oh, what a strange day it's turning out to be. And to think, yesterday started out just as usual. Am I the same person I was when I woke up yesterday? I know, I'll try a recitation. Yes, a recitation. How doth the little crocodile? No, that's not quite it, is it? No. Oh, no, Alice, you must stop crying. Your tears have already gotten you into enough bother as it is, Mo. And now you're all alone, and there's no one else to save you. There's someone. The rabbit spoke English, so perhaps he does too. Excuse me, Mouse?
Jaw!
Well, he heard me, but perhaps he didn't understand. Perhaps he's a French mouse, yes. Oh, I do wish I paid better attention to my French lessons. Où est ma chatte?
Cat! Where?
I'm sorry, do you not like cats?
Of course I don't like cats! Gaw!
Well, I'm sure not all cats are bad. If only you could meet Dinah. Oh, my cat Dinah, she's so sweet, and she sits so nicely by the fire, and she licks her paws and washes her face, and she's so good at catching all the mice.
What?
I'm so sorry. We don't have to talk about her anymore if we don't want to.
We weren't talking about her. You were. Quite insensitively, too. Don't you talk about her again.
Yes, well, sorry, but do you like dogs? You know, this is a lovely dog. He lives just down the road, don't you know? And he belongs to the farmer. And he says he's so smart. He sits up and begs for dinner, and he'll fetch things when you throw them, and he's so talented at catching all the rats and mice.
Jaw!
Oh no, dear mouse, please come back. Please, I promise we don't talk about dogs or cats or anything else, I promise.
Do you promise?
I promise.
Follow me to shore and I'll tell you my story.
Soon you'll know why it is I hate dogs and, cats.
Thank you, dear mouse.
You promised no talking!
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
It seems we weren't all that far from shore after all, were we?
You weren't dragging anyone behind you.
Right, well, thank you for your help, dear mouse. Thank you. It seems we weren't the only ones trapped in that sudden ocean.
Thank you for saving me, Dodo. Oh, it's really no problem, only I really don't see why I had to. What do you mean? Well, you're a duck. So, can't you swim? What's your point? It doesn't matter. What does matter is how do we get dry? Towels. Do you see any towels lying around? Yes. No. But nothing. There is nothing. Well, at least I'm trying to collect.
Get quiet! All of you! Oh, sit down! I'll make you dry soon enough. Okay, are you ready? This is the driest thing I know. William the Conqueror, whose cause was favored by the Pope, was soon submitted to by the English, who were looking for leaders, and as of late were much accustomed to usurpation and conquest. Edwin and Morcar, the Earls of... Are you dry yet, girl?
No, sorry, I'm still quite damp. That didn't seem to work at all.
I move that the meeting adjourn for the immediate adoption of more energetic remedies.
Oh, come on! Speak English! I got enough blah, blah, blah from this guy.
What I was going to say is perhaps the best way to get dry is a good Oh. Well, perhaps the best way to explain what a caucus-race is simply to do it.
Well, yes, but I don't know.
Go! Great race, everyone! But who won?
That's a great question.
If memory serves me correctly, we've all won! Hooray! Prizes for everyone!
Hooray! Prizes! Yeah.
So, who's to give us these prizes?
Great question. Why, she is, of course.
Of course.
That does seem obvious now.
Yes, but I'm not sure that I have any
Prizes! Prizes!
Right, okay, well, I suppose these will do?
Prizes! Prizes!
Prizes!
Where's the cookie?
Great prizes.
Amazing.
Wait. Surely she must also get a prize.
Well, surely she must. What else have you got in your pockets?
A thimble.
Hand it over. We present to you this thimble. May it forever humble you in your endeavors.
Thank you.
Oh, hey.
Oh, Mouse! You said that you would tell me a story about why you hate C's and D's?
Ah, yes. Mine is a long and sad tale.
Well, it certainly is long, but I'm not sure why you would call it sad.
You will soon see. Fury said to the mouse that he met in a house. Let us both go to law. I will prosecute you. I will take no denial. I must have a trial. But really this morning, I have nothing to do, said the mouse to the cur. But such a trial, dear sir, with no judge or jury, would be wasting our breath. I'll be the judge, I'll be the jury, said the cunning old fury. I'll try the whole cause and condemn you to death. Hey, what are you doing? You're not paying attention. What are you thinking of?
I believe you'd gotten to the fifth bench.
I had not.
You haven't not? Or did let me try to undo it?
You will do no such thing. Oh, you offend me with your nonsense. Good day. Good day.
Oh, please, Mouse, please come back. Please, dear Mouse. Oh, I only wish Dinah were here. She'd bring him back quickly.
Who's Dinah?
Oh, Dinah's my cat. Oh, she's such a wonderful little thing. She's so talented at catching all the mice, almost as talented as she is at catching birds. There doesn't a day go by where she doesn't have some bird. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, it's of no matter. I must be off.
Just terrible. What's a bird?
We're birds! Right!
Well, it seems that I should stop talking about Dinah altogether. Nobody seems to like her very much. When I'm all alone again, and up close to that beautiful garden.
Oh, the queen, the queen. Oh, my poor paws. Oh, my fur and whiskers should have me executed for sure. And I still need my gloves.
There's the White Rabbit. Perhaps he can help me. Excuse me, Mr. Rabbit.
Oh, why, Marianne, what are you doing out here? Run home this moment and fetch me a pair of gloves. Quick now.
But I'm not.
Go on, Marianne, or it will be your head as well as mine.
He mistook me for a housemaid. How strange it is to be taking orders from a rabbit. Next thing you know, I'll be taking messages to Dinah. Or you'd like to speak to Miss Dinah, would you? Well, I'm afraid she's busy drinking cream and then she's a long nap scheduled after that. Huh. W. Rabbit, this must be the place, and well, I might as well help him. He seems to be in quite the hurry. Well, they're not down here. I'll take a look upstairs. There they are. Well, at least now I can finally get to wherever it needs to be going. But what's this? A cookie? Well, I am hungry, and I suppose I do deserve some kind of payment for working for the White Rabbit. Yes, I will eat you. Nom nom nom. I really should watch what I eat while I'm here.
Marianne! Marianne, hurry up! I'm already frightfully late, and you being slow is certainly not helping.
I'm sorry, Mr. Rabbit, but I seem to be stuck.
No, never mind. I'll go in there and get them myself. Now, what is this? I don't have time for this. I'm already very late. Get out of my way.
Do you mind? My knee is very ticklish.
Do I mind? Marianne, I'm coming in there one way or the other. I'll just go through the window. Marianne? Huh?
My foot is very ticklish too.
Monster! Monster! There's a giant monster in my house! Somebody help me! Who will help me? Pat! Pat! Oh, Pat, come help me!
Well, hello there, sir. What can I do for you?
What's that?
It's a foot. I know I've got two of my own.
Well, what's it doing in my house?
I suppose it went in for a snack.
A snack?
You're just lucky that you weren't in there when it did, or else you would have been that snack.
Yeah, I suppose that's good then. Oh no! Poor Marianne! Marianne! Are you alright?
Oh, I'm fine.
Don't you try to fool me, monster! You don't sound a thing like Marianne! But what are you going to do?
Well, I suppose we should get that monster out of your house.
Of course! Well,
Well, what?
well, go in there and get him out.
I'm not going in there.
Huh?
There's a monster in there. It's your house. You go in there.
I'm not going in there. I've already lost enough today. I don't need to get eaten on top of all that.
Well, I am certainly not going in.
Neither am I. wondering.
No, Mr. Rabbit forgot his gloves in the house, and he needs you to go in and get them. Right, Mr. Rabbit?
Yes. Yes, indeed. Please go in there and get them for me. Bill?
Oh, that seems very easy.
Yes.
Oh, no, you can't use the front door.
The upstairs window.
Why?
Right, why?
Why? Well, because the gloves are upstairs,
Yes.
and Mr. Rabbit is in a great hurry.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Whistle. Hi. Whistle. Hello?
Are you Bill?
Yes. What's this?
That's the monster. Ooh.
Monster.
No, Bill, my friend Bill, there is nothing to worry about.
Really?
No, not really. That thing ain't Mary Ann. No, not Mary Ann. But what better way to avenge her death than by going in there and dragging that monster out?
No, I can't.
I'll give you a cookie.
Done.
Yes.
Whistle.
Hello, Bill.
Hello.
Are you planning on coming in here?
Well, that's the plan. Yes, I get a cookie if I do.
Well, I'm afraid you're simply won't fit. There's hardly enough room for me here as it is. You eating a cookie certainly won't help.
It says there's no room.
Go down the chimney.
If you come down the chimney, I will just have to flick you right back out.
Don't listen to it, Bill. Monsters are notorious liars. Isn't that right, Mr. Rabbit?
Why, yes, I do believe so.
See?
Okay, here goes nothing.
Hello, Bill. I'm sorry.
Sorry for what?
Well, there goes Bill.
What are we going to do?
Well, that seems rather obvious. We burn your house down.
What? Burn my house down?
Burn the house down, the monster will be gone, and you can continue to live in there.
My house will be burned down.
What if we spray the house down with water first? That way the house won't burn, but the monster will.
Brilliant.
Oh, I know.
Yes. This will teach you for eating poor innocent Marianne.
But no, never mind.
I got the water. Will you help me, Mr. Rabbit?
Of course.
All right. 1, 2. Something else. Go.
What? You're getting me all wet. Perhaps if I drink some of the water, you'll get it on the wall when you find out. It was quickly too. Okay, well, I'm leaving now. I'm sorry to have troubled you. Perhaps it's all so small we can't get me anymore. I should get away from you before you get washed away in a puddle.
That ought to do it. Now, Mr. Rabbit, do you have a match?
Match. Oh dear, the match. I really must be going. I'm so very late. Oh, thank you for everything, Pat. Please take care of this for me. I'm late.
Well, it looks like my work here is done.
sure you'll find it very strange when you go into a cocoon and come out a butterfly.
No, not at all.
Well, it's very strange to me.
Who are you?
What? Fine. But why don't you tell me who you are first?
Why?
Because it seems to me...
But who are you?
Don't want this again.
Wait, stop, come back. I have something important to say.
Yes.
Keep your temper.
Is that all?
No. So, you believe you've changed, yes?
Yes, I can't seem to stay the same size, and I can't remember things I used to know before.
Things? What sorts of things?
Well, like recitations, for example. My sister knows them much better than I, but well, now I can't seem to remember them at all.
Recite one for me. I would like to judge for myself the predicament.
Yes, I think I have one, yes. How doth the little busy bee improve each shining hour and gather honey all the day from every opening flower? Yes, I did that one. I did it correctly. I did it, yes, didn't I? Yes.
No!
No?
Not at all.
Not at all.
No, it was wrong from beginning to end.
Oh.
It goes like this. How doth the little crocodile improve his shining tail and pours waters from the Nile into every golden scale? How cheerfully he seems to grin, how gently spreads his claws, and welcomes little fishies in with sweetly
Well, that's it.
smiling jaws.
Sounds right, but I'm sure it had something to do with the little busy bee.
No, crocodiles do not like bees. Oh no.
Well, it's just that when Lorena
What
says...
size do you want to be?
Well, I don't know.
You said you were unhappy with your size. What size would you like to be?
Well, bigger, I suppose. 3 inches tall is a very horrible height to be, after all.
I happen to be exactly 3 inches tall, and I think it's a very good height indeed.
Well, I suppose I'm just not used to it.
You'll get used to it.
I want to get used to it!
Very well.
Hello? Well, I suppose that's that then.
Oh, are you still here?
Yes?
Who are you? One side will make you grow taller, and the other side will make you grow shorter.
What was that?
One side will make you grow taller, and the other side will make you grow shorter.
One side of what?
The mushroom, of course.
But it's a circle.
Meh.
Huh. Well, now which one is which? Well, I suppose there's only one way to find out. Not that one! Oh! No, that one's too large. Perhaps if I took a nibble from each. That's much better. At least now I can finally get to wherever it is I need to be going. Well, now that I'm back to my regular size, I think I should ask someone. Perhaps I could ask.
For your master, an invitation from the Queen to play croquet.
From the Queen, an invitation for my master to play croquet.
Excuse me, sir. What a rude, polite person. Hello.
There's no sense in knocking. I'm the person who answers the door, and I'm out here.
Well, then how do I get in?
Why would you go in? That's the first question.
Well, I suppose it is, but it's just that I want to ask your master. Have Haven't we met before?
Well, that's a strange question to ask my master.
Oh, no, that's not what I want to ask your master. That's what I'm asking you. Haven't we met before?
No, I don't think so.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Well, are you sure you weren't sat on a beach listening to stories from your mouth after being trapped in the Sun Ocean?
No, definitely not. I remember that. I'd especially remember being in a Caucus-race.
I didn't mention a Caucus-race.
That's probably why I can't remember one.
What? No, never mind. Can I go in now?
Whatever, I'm just gonna sit right here.
Okay, I'm going in.
Do whatever you want. I'm sitting.
I'm not talking to you anymore.
That's fine, still sitting. Sitting, 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 sitting.
Be quiet!
Sitting!
Where does this door go?
To the inside of my master's house, obviously.
It's not that obvious. Where is the inside of your master's house?
On the other side of the door, obviously.
Fine. So now I'm inside your master's house.
Yes, and I'm outside. Sitting.
Well then, where is your master? Is that who I think it is?
Sitting!
It's of his name are written all over his face and how exactly like an egg he looks.
It is very rude to call someone an egg. Very.
Well, I didn't say, I just said that you look like an
Don't
egg.
just stand there mumbling to yourself like that. It's rude. Tell me your name and your business.
Oh, well, I suppose now that I'm back to my normal size, my name is Alice.
Alice?
Mm-hmm.
That's a terrible name. What does it mean?
Well, I wasn't sure names had to mean something.
Of course they do, dummy. My name means the shape I am. A good and handsome shape it is too. But Alice? That could pretty well be any shape. Probably an ugly one.
What a horrible person. If he even is a person, I certainly don't feel so bad about him falling off the wall.
What? Fall off the wall? Not likely, you twit. I happen to be very well balanced up here, and even if I did fall off, which again is very unlikely, the king has promised with his own mouth to send
All of his horses and all of his men.
How did you... Oh, I see you're a spy. A dim-witted spy.
I'm not a spy, it's in a book.
So they've written about me in a book, eh? Well, I wouldn't want to come across as rude for all of history to see. I must uphold my gentlemanly image. So, ugly spy, as I've said, I've actually spoken with the king. And to show you that I am a gentleman of the highest quality, I shall continue speaking with you, even though you are so very, very lowly.
You are too kind.
But yes, all of his horses and all of his men. They'd pick me up again in a minute. However, this conversation is going a little too fast. How old did you say you were?
7 years and 6 months.
Wrong, you never said that.
Well, I thought you meant how old are you?
If I'd had meant that, I'd have said it. You really are very dim indeed. It's amazing I'm still talking to you. I must be even more polite than I thought.
You are
7
not-
years and 6 months, you say, not a very good age at all. Now, if you'd asked me, I'd have said, stop at 7, but now it's too late.
Well, I never ask advice about growing.
That's not what the caterpillar told me.
Well, I never ask advice about growing older. One can't help growing older.
One can't, perhaps, but two can. With proper assistance, you might have stopped properly at 7 and been quite happy today. It is very rude, by the way, that you have not yet complimented me on my lovely cravat.
Well, I'm sure it would have been very rude
You are
if...
rude, yes, and a little smelly. Cravat.
Oh, my sir, what a lovely cravat you have.
It is lovely, isn't it? It was a gift from the king and the queen. Pretty impressive, huh?
Oh, yes, very.
They gave it to me for an unbirthday present.
What's an unbirthday present?
A present given when it isn't your birthday, of course. My word, you are the dumbest person I've ever met.
I just... never never heard of an unbirthday, though I do like birthday presents best.
You don't know what you're talking about. How many days are there in a year?
365.
And how many birthdays have you?
1.
And if you take 1 away from 365, you have...
364.
Are you sure?
Yes, very sure. 364.
It's just that you're very likely wrong since you are not at all smart. But let's say that yes, it's 364, even though you are almost definitely wrong. But if it is, then that's 364 unbirthdays compared to 1 birthday. And that's 364 unbirthday presents compared to only 1 birthday present.
Well, I suppose that does make sense, so thank you for explaining. Now, I was wondering if you
I've grown
could-
tired of this.
I beg your pardon?
I've grown tired of your rudeness and your stink and your ugly face. I've been just about as polite as I could be. Now I must ask you to leave.
But...
Goodbye.
But...
Goodbye.
Oh,
Oh, for heaven's sake, close the door. It is very rude to leave the door open.
but there are no walls. Fine. What a bad egg. And after all that, I didn't even get any closer to asking him about that beautiful garden.
Why would you want to get to a garden?
Well, I want to get out of here.
Where is here?
Well, I don't know.
Well, then how would you know when you got out of it?
I suppose I don't know that either.
Oh well.
Wait, come back. Perhaps you can help me.
Perhaps I could.
How did you do that?
Do what?
Appear and disappear.
Oh, that? All Cheshire cats can do that.
Really? I wonder if my Dinah can.
What was it that you wanted help with?
Well, I was wondering if you could help me find the garden.
Garden? Let me think. Garden? No, sorry. I have no idea what that is.
Okay, well, would you think you could tell me of someone who might know?
Well, in that direction lives a hatter, and in that direction lives a March hare. You could visit either one of them, though they're both quite mad.
I don't want to visit with mad people.
Oh, you can't help that. We're all mad here. I'm mad. You're mad.
Well, how do you know I'm mad?
You'd have to be or you wouldn't have come here.
Fair enough.
Do you play croquet with the queen today?
I think I should like to, but I haven't been invited yet.
Well, if you do go, you'll see me at the croquet match.
What do you know of someone who is actually helpful? Now then, who to visit?
By the way, what did you think of Humpty Dumpty?
Well, I thought he was very rude.
He is, isn't he?
Now then, back to who to visit.
I'm sorry, but did you say he was very rude or very food?
Very rude.
Ah, yes. I wasn't sure. See, he is quite rude, but then he is also an egg, so the argument can be made for the other as well.
Right, well, back to who to visit. Well, I could visit with the Hatter, although if he's always mad, then maybe I should visit with the March Hare, because, well, it's already April, and I'm sure he's gotten over it by now.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't very civil of you to offer it then, was it?
Well, it wasn't very civil of you to sit down without being invited.
Well, I suppose not, but I just wanted to ask one question.
I have a question for you first.
Yes?
Why is a raven like a writing desk?
I beg your pardon. A
say you can think of the answer to it?
Yes.
Well, then you should say what you mean.
Well, I mean what I say, and that's the same thing, isn't it?
It isn't the same at all. Why, you might as well say I see what I eat is the same as I eat what I see.
You might as well say I like what I get is the same as I get what I like.
You might just as well say that I breathe when I sleep is the same as I sleep when I breathe.
Well, that is the same thing with you. Change places! Move! Go! Go! Go, go, go!
What just?
What day of the month is it?
The 8th.
2 days wrong, I told you! Butter wouldn't suit the works!
He was the best butter!
Perhaps but some crumbs must have gotten in as well.
It was hardly the butter's fault. It was the very best butter.
What a funny watch. It tells you the day of the month, but not the time of day that it is.
Now why should it? Does your watch tell you which year it is?
Well, I suppose not, but that's because it stays the same year for such a long time.
Which is the same with mine.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
The dormouse is asleep again.
You might just as well say that I sleep what I eat is the same as I breathe what I like.
Have you guessed the riddle yet?
The riddle? No, I give it up. What's the answer?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Nor I.
Ah,
Well, that seems like a waste of time to me, asking riddles with no answers.
if you knew time as well as I did, you wouldn't joke about wasting it. It's him.
I'm afraid I really don't understand you now.
I'm certain that you don't. I dare say you've never even talked to time.
Well, no, I don't talk to him, but I know that I have to beat time when I learn music.
That accounts for it. He won't stand a beating, you know. Now, if only you'd stayed on good terms with time, he'd do just about anything you asked. For instance, say it were 9 a.m. time to start lessons. All you have to do is whisper a hint to time, and round goes the clock in a twinkling. 12 noon, time for lunch.
No, I wish it was.
Well, if I just had breakfast at 8, then I don't think I'd be hungry for lunch yet.
Oh, not at first, perhaps, but you could keep it at lunchtime for as long as you like.
Is that what you do here?
Oh, not I. We, Time and I, quarreled last March. Just about the time he went mad, you know. I was at a great assembly given by the Queen of Hearts, and I had to sing, Twinkle, twinkle, little bat, how I wonder what you're at. Do you know this song?
Well, I've certainly heard something like it.
It goes on, ahem. Up above the world you fly like a tea tray in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle,
Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle.
and so on. Well, I had hardly finished the first verse when the Queen bawls out, "He's murdering time off with his head!"
How dreadful.
Very full. And ever since then, time won't do a thing I ask. It's always 6 o'clock now.
So that's why you have so many tea things.
Yes. It's always tea time now. We don't even have time to wash up between sittings.
So that's why you have so many places set.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, just now you shouted change places.
Change places!
Go, thank you.
Suppose we change the subject. I'm getting tired of this one. How about the young lady? Tell us a story.
Well, I'm afraid I don't know any, but I
The Dormouse will.
Blip, 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 blip. Ring. Wake up, Dormouse!
I'm not asleep. I heard every word you were saying.
Tell us a story.
Yes, and be quick about it, or you'll be asleep again before it's over.
Ha ha ha.
All right, okay. Once upon a time, there were 3 little sisters named Elsie, Lacey, and Tilly, and they lived at the bottom of a well.
What do they live on?
Tea,
What do they eat?
tea.
They can't have only eaten tea, they'd be ill.
They were ill, horribly ill, all the time.
Ha!
Well, then why do they live at the bottom of the well?
Have some more tea.
But I haven't had any tea yet, so I can't possibly have more.
You mean you can't have less? It can be very easy to have more than none.
Right, well, thank you. But why
It was a tea well.
Do be quiet! She's just getting to the good part.
So these three little sisters were learning to draw, you know.
What do they draw?
Tea.
Change places!
Where do they draw the tea from?
If you can get water from a water well, then one should think you could get tea from a tea well. That makes the most sense to me.
I do wish you would all be quiet. This is my most favorite story.
But they were in the well.
Of course. Welling.
Oh, I like that. This is a very clever story.
I don't think.
Then you shouldn't speak. Too many people speak without thinking the world would be a better place if the whole practice were discontinued.
Wonderful story, Dormouse. You'll be.
It gets better with every telling.
It's all in the twinkle.
Change places! Hare, do you remember when that girl crashed our tea party that one time?
Oh, yes. I was just thinking about her. What was her name? Oh, it was Teacup or something.
That's exactly what it was. You know, I think she was quite mad.
Oh, yes, very mad. How's a raven like a writing desk indeed?
What a nut! Tea?
Oh, please. Oh, yes. Oh, that reminds me. Dormouse, do tell that story again. It's been forever since you told it.
Oh, Dormouse, please wake up.
I'm not asleep. All right, okay. Once upon a time, there were three little sisters named Elsie, Lacey, and Tilly, and they lived at the bottom of a well. Oh, this is my most favorite story.
It is a classic of modern literature.
That was by far the least helpful anyone has been yet. And now I still don't know where to go, and I suppose I should just keep going. Well, I'm bound to run into someone sooner or later, but I smell like tea and flowers. I smell flowers. I must be on my way to that garden. I must be finally there.
Change places!
It's my yelling that's making you a poor gardener.
Oh ho, look who's talking.
I'm talking.
Yes, exactly. And you are who I meant. You are a poor gardener. Poorer than me. The poorest.
What do you mean the poorest?
Back there in that last bush, you just poured paint all over it. That's being the poorest.
So why is that so bad?
So, rose bushes don't have red leaves.
Oh, I beg to differ. I saw a rose bush right back there with red leaves.
Yes, exactly. That's the one I was talking about. You just have
I just what?
have no idea what you are doing.
Well, at least I don't have red paint all over my face.
What do you mean? I do not have red. Ugh. Fair enough.
Excuse me.
What?
Please, could you just tell me, haven't we met before?
I could tell you that.
So could I. We haven't.
No, I'm fairly certain that we have, several times.
No.
Have we?
No, we haven't.
No.
No. First see your tears. My tears. Sorry about that again.
Oh, that's quite all right. All is forgotten, especially because I don't remember that at all.
And then I met you both at Humpty Dumpty's house.
Humpty Dumpty. That sounds like a fake name to me.
And speaking of names, I learned both of your names. Your name is Pat, and your name is Bill. And I know because I spoke to you both directly, even though I was a monster at the time.
Oh, a monster, you say? Well, lady, that all sounds very interesting, but my name is not Pat, it's Frederick.
My name's just Duck.
And so you conceive. Wait a minute. Your name is Duck.
Yeah.
How did I not know that before?
I don't know. It's always been my name.
So you're Duck the Duck.
Yeah.
That's a terrible name.
Tell me about it.
It doesn't really matter what your names are. What really matters is that I just need to... Oh, I can't seem to remember. This whole conversation made it go out of my head.
Oh, that happens to us all the time.
We're very frustrating.
Well, perhaps this is it. Why are you painting these rose bushes red?
Well, you see, all these bushes you see are supposed to be red because it's the Queen's favorite color. Only someone is the poorest gardener. So some of the bushes have white roses. We're now trying to fix the problem by painting them red before the Queen comes.
The Queen, she doth approach.
What?
The Queen's coming.
Get back over here! Who is this?
Me, I'm the king. I've worked for you for years, and we're married.
Not you, idiot! Ahem! Stand! What is your name?
Oh, my name is Alice, Your Majesty.
And who are these?
Well, I thought that I knew, but I suppose that I don't, since they never have a call ever having met me.
That's not a very good answer. Off with her head!
What?
Oh dear, please consider she's only a child.
Child? I've never liked those. Very unruly. No matter. Stand those two up. Oh, stand them up, stand them up, stand them up. My liege.
My majesty.
All right, your mindless fear is flattering, but stop it. What have you been doing here?
Well,
Your Majesty, we were just looking for the finest roses to present to you for when you win the croquet match this afternoon.
but I thought we were just painting the white roses red. You know, the ones we planted by mistake. It was just a mistake.
I see. That's all very well and... Off with their heads!
What? No, don't worry. You won't be beheaded. I have an idea.
Your Majesty. Well, are their heads off yet?
Their heads are gone.
Excellent. And did they feel any pain?
I don't think so, no.
Oh. Well, that's too bad. Can you play croquet?
Croquet? Yes,
day for croquet. Yes.
Yes, very fine day.
Get to your places!
I thought others were invited. You told me that others were invited. You said that, oh dear. Oh. She seems very fond of beheaded by. What would I say? Well, then you. Oh dear, this is pointless.
How are you getting along?
Oh, not very well. This game is very unfair and everybody's very disagreeable and well, they gave me a very hype amount and my ball got bored and left. And I've only been here a few minutes and I've only witnessed 4 near beheadings.
And how do you like the queen?
Not very. She's so extremely likely to win that there's almost no point in playing.
Who are you talking to?
Oh, this is my friend. He's a Cheshire cat.
No, don't like it. Looks like a stray. It may bow down to me if it wishes.
I'd rather not.
Why, sir, do you realize who I am?
Yes, you're the queen's friend or something, right?
Why, sir, I am your king, and I could have you removed.
Oh, really?
Yes! Dear, that cat is being mean to me. Make it go away.
Off with the tail!
Oh, fancy executioner!
Executioner? Well, that reminds me. Off with her! Where did she go?
I believe she...
Oh, no matter. I'll just have to remember to have her head later. After lunch, maybe.
Yes.
No, where's that cat? Where's that? No.
Well, it looks like my work here is done.
Oh, I really must get away from him before I lose my head. Oh, people. Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Huh.
If you think we're statues, you ought to pay, you know. Statutes weren't made to be looked at for nothing.
Contrariwise, if you think we're alive, you ought to speak. I'm sure I'm very sorry, but I was wondering if
I know what you're thinking, but it isn't so, no how.
Contrariwise, if it was so, it might be, and if it were so, it would be, but as it isn't, it ain't. That's logic. Well, I'm both happy to know that I'm very happy to know that you both use logic. It seems to be very rare in this place. Now, please, could you tell me the best way to get out of here? You!
No how?
D! Contrariwise. Okay, well that didn't help at all.
You're being wrong. When you first meet someone, you're supposed to say, how do you do, and shake hands.
Right, well, I apologize. How do you do?
the middle of the night. The walrus and the carpenter were walking close at hand. They wept like anything to see such quantities of sand.
If only this were cleared away,
They said.
it would be grand if 7 maids with 7 mops swept it for half a year, do you suppose?
The walrus said.
They could ever get it clear? I doubt it.
Said the carpenter, and shed a bitter tear.
Oh, oysters, come walk with us.
The walrus did beseech.
A pleasant walk, a pleasant talk along the briny beach. We cannot do with more than 4 to give a hand to each.
The eldest oyster looked at him, but never a word he said. The eldest oyster winked his eye and shook his heavy head, meaning to say he did not choose to leave the oyster bed. But 4 young oysters hurried up, all eager for the treat. Their coats were brushed, their faces washed, their shoes were clean and neat. And this was odd because, you know, they hadn't any feet. 4 other oysters followed them, and then another 4, and thick and fast they came at last, and more and more and more, all hopping through the frothy waves and scrambling to the shore.
The time has come
The walrus said.
to talk of many things, of ships and shoes and sealing wax, of cabbages and kings, and while the sea is boiling hot, where the pigs have wings. But wait a bit!
The oysters cried.
Before we have our chair, 'cause all of us are out of breath and all of us are fat. No hurry!
Said the carpenter. They thanked him much for that.
A loaf of bread
The walrus said.
is chiefly what we need, and pepper and vinegar besides are very good indeed. Now if you're ready, oysters dear, we can begin to feed. But not on us!
The oysters cried, turning a little blue.
After such kindness, that would be a dismal thing to do. It seems a shame
The walrus
to
said.
play them such a trick after we brought them out so far and made them trot so quick.
The carpenter said nothing but.
The butter spread too thick. I weep for you.
The walrus said.
I deeply sympathize.
With sobs and tears, he sorted out those of the largest size and held his pocket handkerchief before his streaming eyes.
Oh, oysters,
Said the carpenter.
you had a pleasant run. Shall we be trotting home again?
But answer came there none, and this was scarcely odd because they'd eaten every one.
What'd you think?
Well, I think that I like the walrus best because at least he felt a little bad for eating all those oysters.
Contrary-wise, he ate more than the carpenter. He held his handkerchief in front of his face so he couldn't see how many he took.
Well, then I like the carpenter best because at least he didn't eat as many as the walrus.
No how! He ate as many as he could get.
Well, then I suppose I like neither character best, for they're both very unpleasant. But now that we're through with that, I was wondering if one of you could tell me the best way out of here? You!
He could!
Could you? He could also! Oh, this is perfect. So which way is it? That way! Well, it can't possibly be both ways.
She's right, you lunkhead! It isn't that way! It's that way!
Contrary-wise!
Oh!
That way!
That way! That way makes no sense at all! It's that way!
I can't believe you! It's that way!
Oh dear! This seems to be getting worse and worse.
It's so obvious that way!
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome!
Do you know which way I should be going? I don't know. Do you know which way I should be going? Do you know which way? No. Oh my goodness, I'm awfully lost. Do you know? No? Oh, Mr. Rabbit, I just want to go home and you were there before, so I was wondering. What's going on?
Well, it seems that the king has stolen the queen's tarts. The queen didn't take this very well and threatened to execute him herself, but he requested a trial, and so on and so on and so on.
But isn't she also the judge?
But of course she is. She knows he's guilty after all. It's why she accused him in the first place. It wouldn't be fair otherwise.
Well, that doesn't seem very fair at all to me.
You sound just dumb enough to be on the jury. Have a seat, yes.
What are you doing?
Oh, we're just writing down our names in case over the course of the trial we forget them.
Yeah, some crazy lady already tried to tell us that our names were Pat and Bill.
What a loon.
Hey, I'm a loon.
I thought you were a duck.
Right, duck. D. You?
Yes.
Yes, CK.
Duck.
Stupid things.
Silence in the courtroom! Harold, read the accusation.
The Queen of Hearts! She made some tarts all on a summer's day. The King of Hearts, he stole those tarts and took them quite away.
Consider your verdict.
Not yet. We still have the whole trial to happen before that. Yes.
Fine. Then call the first witness.
First witness! The Royal Hatter!
And I'm so sorry for bringing these in, Majesty, but I hadn't quite finished my tea when I was sent for.
Yep.
You ought to have finished. When did you begin?
14th of March!
15.
16!
Oh, 10.
Write that down. It's very important. Take off your hat.
It isn't mine.
Silence! How do you plead to the accusation of hat stealing?
Now, I'm not a hat thief, Majesty. I am a hat-ter. I just have a hat to sell. So it isn't mine, but it isn't anyone else's either. It simply belongs to time.
Oh, brilliant defense. Bravo.
Silence! Sit down.
Yep.
Now, give your evidence and don't be nervous or I'll have you executed on the spot.
I'm a poor man, Majesty, and I had only just started my tea, and what with the bread and the butter running out and the twinkling of the tea...
The twinkling of the what?
It began with the tea.
Yes, I know twinkling begins with the T. I'm a very good speller.
Go on.
Well, it was about this time that the March Hare said...
I didn't!
You did!
I deny it!
He denies it. Leave out that part.
Well, at any rate, the March Hare said... And then I cut some more bread and butter...
You're a very poor speaker, sir. And if that's all the evidence you have, you may stand down. I said stand down.
I am standing down.
That's how I would interpret it, yes. She means you can go now.
Well, if that's what she means, why didn't she say so?
That's like saying I sit where I stand is the same as I stand where I take.
Write that down. It's very important. And call the next witness.
Next witness! Humpty Dumpty!
Oh, you can't trust this one. He tends to exaggerate.
It's very rude, you know.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Unless the truth doesn't help us, then just make something up.
Excuse me, but are you suggesting that I'm a liar?
No, it's just I have
That
to...
is highly rude. You're lucky I'm such a polite person, or I would toss you out of here on your ugly little tail.
Tell us your evidence. Oh, I'm sorry. Tell us your evidence, please.
What a rotten egg. He even puts the queen in her place.
That's better, but first, aren't you going to ask me about my hat? It's new. It would be very rude of you to go on without asking me about my new hat.
Oh, yes, of course. Oh, dear me. That is a very lovely hat, sir. Wherever did you get it?
It was a gift. It is my unbirthday after all.
Giant! Did you say it was your unbirthday?
Of course I did clean the gunk out of your ears.
But today's my unbirthday.
And mine.
Ours too! And mine!
It's not mine. It's my stupid actual birthday.
Well then, a very happy unbirthday to us all!
Everyone except that duck.
Understood.
Now then, Mr. Dumpty, will you please give us your evidence?
No.
No.
I've grown tired of this courtroom. It's drab and it's ugly and it smells.
But-
Goodbye.
but-
Goodbye.
Raspberries.
Excellent sandwich! Well, I hope everyone wrote that last part down. It was incredibly important evidence.
No, it wasn't. He didn't say anything useful at all.
Never mind. Call the next witness.
Oh, yes. Next witness! Next witness!
I wonder who they'll call next. Probably the most idiotic thing so far.
Alice!
Wait, here. What?
Oh, go on and take the stand, child. The queen is already upset enough as it is since you've forgotten her on birthday.
Now then, what do you have to tell us about this tart-stealing business?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
That's very important.
Unimportant, Your Majesty means, of course.
Unimportant? Yes, unimportant. Important, unimportant.
Unimportant, important, unimportant.
Unimportant.
Important.
Silence! Do you have anything else to say?
Well, only that I
Consider your verdict.
don't see the problem with missing tots. Why don't you just eat those ones right there?
My tarts! Where did you find them?
I didn't find them. They were...
Stolen by you! I should have known. I've never trusted you.
I've only just met you.
Which only makes your past all the more sinister. Dewey, what is your sentence?
Oh, wait, shouldn't we have a verdict first and the sentence?
Nonsense.
Nonsense? You are nonsense. The idea of having the sentence before the verdict.
Hold your tongue.
I will not.
Off with her! Hey! Stop her! Stop her!
Oh, she's a tart thief!
Crimes are the worst kind of crime.
I think the worst kind of crimes are pastry crimes!
What I just said. What was her name again? Teacup or something like that.
You might want to run. Run? But run where? I just want to get out of here. I just want to go home.
say, some good account at last. Alice? Alice, what are you doing? Alice? Alice!
Officer! Hey! Oh, Lorena, is that really you?
Well, who else would it be?
How long have I been gone?
Gone? When?
Well, every moment up until now, I suppose.
Alice, I began reciting How Dot the Busy Little Bee, and you promptly fell asleep, just as you always do.
No, there was the white rabbit, don't you remember? He came right through here and he went down that rabbit hole and I followed him, don't you remember? And I was falling and then I landed in this Wonderland and there was all these talking animals and insects and a queen who always wanted to behead everyone, especially me, and everyone was so confusing. They were all talking all this nonsense and
You're the only one here speaking nonsense, Alice. And if you don't want to finish with the studies, at least go get things ready.
Ready? Ready for what?
For tea, Alice. It's almost time for tea.
No, I never want tea. Never again for as long as I live do I ever want to have tea.
That girl, such an imagination.
Excuse me, have you seen a dodo anywhere around here about yay high, smart looking fella?
Afraid not, sorry.
No worries.
What did you say?
Quack.
That's better. Alice, wait for me.
Well, looks like my work here's done. Whistle, 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 whistle.